Chapter 1089. Perhaps the people there wanted to make money, or perhaps they were desperate, so they took the risk. Their circumstances were pitiful regardless. They and their families endured major physical and mental trauma. Most of the people there were from Dasha. Wilbur wanted to save them too, but it was not the time. He could only endure it. Meanwhile, Yannick was in his office. Yannick asked coldly, "What do you think, Lucian?" The ambience-level cultivator behind Yannick replied, "Not bad. He's an aura-level cultivator." "Do you think he's really here to make money?" asked Yannick. Lucian replied, "It's possible. An aura-level cultivator can't make a lot of money in Dasha, after all. But our wage isn't high either. This place is armed, and he was restricted by the electronic ankle cuffs. Moreover, I'm here too. So what can he possibly do?" asked Lucian nonchalantly. Yannick laughed and said, "You're right. But he needs to be tested. Tell him to punish those assholes. Give him a raise if he passes the test. If doesn't pass the test or does something suspicious, kill him for me." "Got it, boss. I'll do it right away," said Lucian. He then turned and walked outside. Meanwhile, Wilbur was standing in front of a prison cell. He watched a prisoner get beaten up. The prisoner was bloody all over, and he was barely even conscious. However, the electric baton still electrocuted him. He flinched and foamed at the mouth. Wilbur could not stand it anymore. He yelled, "Stop!" The armed guards inside looked at Wilbur. Wilbur said coldly, "I was sent by the boss. Where will he get the money if you guys torture him to death?" They seemed to know who Wilbur was, so they stopped. The man caught his breath weakly. He curled up into a ball, and he was in a lot of pain. Suddenly, Lucian was next to Wilbur with a few subordinates. He said, "Follow me." Wilbur silently followed him. They came to a prison cell. There was a man who curled up into a ball in the prison cell. He was bloody all over, and his body kept twitching. He was like a dead fish with nerve reflexes. Lucian passed Wilbur a whip and said coldly, "Our employer instructed you to give it a try because this guy can't make any more money." "Isn't he dying?" asked Wilbur. Lucian replied, "Let him die since he can't make any money. The doctors are waiting." Wilbur understood that his organs would be removed if he could not make any money. It was a hellish place. Wilbur sighed to himself. Lucian ordered someone to open the door, and he gestured at Wilbur to go inside. Wilbur held the whip and entered the room slowly. He kicked the person on the floor. He could not hit someone who was helpless. However, he had to. He felt troubled. Then the man screamed nervously when he was kicked. He turned to look. They made eye contact with each other, and they were both stunned. The man wanted to scream because he was shocked, but Wilbur mercilessly whipped his mouth. His cheek was injured by the whip, his tooth chipped, and what he wanted to say was whipped back into his mouth. The man screamed and wailed. However, Wilbur mercilessly whipped him. He was instantly marked by the whips, and his skin was gory. Wilbur looked displeased. He kept whipping hard. The man rolled around in pain while looking at Wilbur with utter fear.